I started Taboola 13 plus years ago. So, this is in many ways my bar mitzvah in discussion with you, Andy. And I started because I couldn't find anything to watch on TV. And I thought I should not be looking for TV shows. TV shows should be looking for me. I went to my mom and I told her, Mom, the future will be exactly the opposite of search engines. Instead of people looking for information is going to be looking for people. And she said, son, what are you drinking? And she really didn't know, necessarily how to help me, but she introduced me. She knew of this guy, this angel investor who was celebrating his daughter's bat mitzvah. And she said, I'll introduce it to him and you can go to the bat mitzvah. And so I did. And I went to the bat mitzvah and I was trying to ask myself, when is a good time to pitch someone that's celebrating a big event for his daughter? And I figured if I go to him a few hours into it, like 10 p.m., he will be more relaxed. And so I went to him at 10 p.m. and I said, hi, my name is Adam. And, the future is going to be all about recommendations, search engine, but in reverse. And it's going to be a massive information revolution. And he asked me who invited me to the event. And I told him my mom and I said, who's your mom? And when I told him, I'm not sure he knew who she was, but he was kind enough to invite me to his house, which I did Friday after. And he was my very first angel investor. He was an angel because, there was no good reason to invest in me. I'm not sure I would invest in myself back then. I had no experience. I just graduated out of the Army. I spent 7 years there as an engineer. And in his house, there's this fun moment when he says, and I'm not sure this idea is going to work, but let's do it. And I was trying to ask myself, a good executive must not say yes on the spot. So I figured I'll tell him, let me think about it. And I was so excited. So I figured I have to leave as soon as I can so he will not notice I'm so excited. So I left his house. I took the elevator down and I called my mom. I told Mom. He said, he'll do it. Should I do it? And she's like, you crazy person. Say yes immediately. So I called him from the lobby and I said, I thought about it seriously and I think we should do it. And that was how Taboola started. The first 4.5 years, all the way to end of 2011, it was super tough. We were 5 people, 10 people, 15 people, no revenue. I almost shut down Taboola 3 times for having no funding. And every time we got lucky and something happened, our CTO invested, someone gave us a chance. And then at the end of 2011, after I've failed in Sand Hill Road, I'm not sure if you've been in Sand Hill Road, if you're listening to this, but it's this place in the West Coast with a lot of buildings that look exactly the same. And you have this Alice in Wonderland experience. You open one door, you go in, you pitch, you get out, you open another door, and just, you kind of like immerse yourself in the experience. And I met 30 investors. All of them said no. And then I flew back to New York and there was a new fund that agreed to invest in Taboola $1.5 million. It was November of 2011, I believe. And that was the last money we ever needed. We turned from that moment in 2012 from generating hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue to over $20 million in revenue in 2014 and over $1 billion in 2020. And now, we're going public, raising over $500 million from Fidelity and BlackRock and Hedda Sophia and Baron Capital and, Federated, some really amazing people that have agreed to, join our journey. And soon enough, we'll be, ringing the bell of the open web.
Adam, tell us about the decision for a SPAC. There are many opportunities. We speak to a number of entrepreneurs about private equity, about IPOs, about, different, strategic sales, et cetera. How did you come up with the idea, or what made you decide SPAC was the right way to go?
I think the first bigger decision is to decide you want to go public. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you become public, a public company, then you're a public company and you're expected to execute, like crazy, meet expectations, beat expectations, interact with the market and be an amazing public company. So the bigger decision as management and as a board you have to make is, are you ready and how much you want to be a public company? And for us, we've been wanting to be a public company for a while. We had a financial performance. Last year was $1.2 billion in revenue, almost $400 million in ex-TAC, which is what's left for us after we shared revenue with our publisher partners. Over $100 million in adjusted Ebitda. We're working with some of the most amazing publishers and advertisers in the world, all of Comcast, NBC, CNBC, The Today Show, CBS, Microsoft, the BBC. I mean, so much amazing trust we get from amazing organization out there. So we were ready to go public. We thought we have the financial performance investors would appreciate. We have the story and the narrative. We want to champion the open web. It's a $60+ billion market as an alternative to the walled gardens. But there's no Shopify for advertising. There's no company that's just there rooting for the open web in a win-win way of doing it. So we wanted to be that company. We want to be that company. And that's a bigger decision. I think once you decide to do that, there are a few ways to go about doing it. For us, a SPAC made sense because mainly I knew the guy we knew the guy who was the sponsor CEO of Ion, which is the SPAC we chose to go public with. And we knew them because they have a pre-IPO fund, and they funded some amazing companies like Monday and Fiverr and others. And at the end of the day, that was a huge value for us as a team because we were able to have a conversation before making any decision with someone we trust. And that's a big deal. And the second thing I liked about SPAC product is that you get to front load the whole process of how do we go public? Who are we going to meet? What will be the valuation? Are we ready to go public? All of that happens at the very beginning. And it's valuable for management team because they get to kind of like kick the tire before they actually go out. So for those two reasons, it was valuable. And I think really the fact we knew who we're going to be working with for the next 10 years. Gilad is going to join the board. And even though Taboola is a technology company, people do business with people, so it was such a valuable thing for me and the board and the team to do that side by side and together with Ion. So that's really kind of, for those reasons we chose a SPAC and specifically Ion. And then really on the other side of it, hopefully soon, it will be just how we went public, and we're going to be a public company traded as TBLA on the Nasdaq. So, and I'm very excited about it.
That's fantastic. And Adam, this is a big process. What's next for you? What's next for the company? What can we expect in the year ahead?
On the other side of this, as we go public, we're going to have north of $500 million in the balance sheet. We generate over $100 million of adjusted Ebitda. We invest $100 million in R&D a year. So all of that will help us on the one side have currency, have more cash to invest in our core business, and look outside for M&A to really redefine our dreams in an even bigger way. So that's going to be a great moment for us to sort of look ahead and see how we can continue to invest on publisher services, advertiser success, and continue to grow within the $60+ billion market. That's our core market. And then we're looking really at two adjacent or growth engines outside of it. The first one, which we talk to investors about, the first one is what we call Taboola to expand recommending anything. So if today, when you go to CNBC or any one of our publisher partners, you're seeing recommendations from the site, more from CNBC, as well as content and information from the entire web. Over time, we want to be recommending you more things, like you're seeing on Instagram or others. So one thing we're looking into is e-commerce, recommending you things to buy. From that moment when you're reading about something, what a great moment in time is that you're reading about something that shows you in that market, we can surface something that you might want to buy. Another thing is video. As you know, Andy, I started Taboola as a video recommendation company. So always had a spot for that market. And as TV dollars are switching more and more to digital, we don't want them to only go to YouTube and social networks. We want them to go to fund quality journalism and the open web. So in our feed product, which you see on many, many websites today, we want to surface more videos, vertical videos as part of our stories format, click to play, autoplay, a variety of formats. And that will be huge. So both e-commerce and video are multi-billion-dollar opportunities. We're also looking at gaming and apps. So we can help people discover games and discover apps. All of those will just help us recommend more things to people. The second area of growth for us over the next few years, 5-10 years, is to be recommending anywhere. So now you're seeing Taboola on publisher websites on your browser. over time, you should expect to see us anywhere you are. As you interact with digital touch points, you need help to discover what you might like and never knew existed. So as an example, if you buy a phone, Apple offers you Apple News, but there's such a huge opportunity to surface news on any device. So that's one thing we're looking at, connected TV. Now, how many times have you finished your day opening an app on your Roku or Apple TV or Google Play and you had nothing to watch? You open the app, you know you want to watch financial news, entertainment news, or something like that, but you don't know what to watch next. So we want to get into that space as a recommendation engine. So that's another thing we're looking at. And even automobile. I mean, I have Spotify integration in my car, but I don't have BTV, videos in my car. I don't have Squawk Box. I don't have the news, local news. All of that exists. We have it. We work with them. All of that should be surfaced to me, almost like the next generation of radio. So over time, the second thing we're looking into is expanding into recommending anywhere outside of a browser. So those are kind of like core market, $60+ billion advertising space, and grow in that market. I strongly believe that, by the way, there's an opportunity to transform the open web as we know it to a feed of recommendations. It's funny how most of the $60 billion today, they're still mostly monetized using banners. Banners were invented 27 years ago. So, I think that the core market is a great opportunity for us, recommending anything, e-commerce, video, apps, and then recommending anywhere, wherever people are. So that's kind of like the three ways we're thinking about our business over the next 5-10 years.
Adam, this is fantastic. And I wanted to congratulate you on all that you've accomplished and your team with a lot of smarts and hard work and guts. And personally speaking, I'm very happy to have followed you and supported you over these years. And it's just fantastic. So congratulations.
Thank you. You've been a friend, a partner. And like I said, you were the first one to believe in me 11 years ago when I moved to America and put me on BTV. So I'll never forget that. And thanks.